Hell's Kitchen at night, shadows lengthening across the marquee as the city waits in the dark. A title slashes through the gloom, Daredevil, the man without fear. The promise of this issue hangs like a threat, a time to unmask. Somewhere beneath the neon and rain, an identity is about to be torn into the open. They said it couldn't be done, they almost didn't do it. And now the question crackles like live wire in the blackened streets. Who is the organizer? The city holds its breath as the mystery deepens, every alley and rooftop steeped in danger. In Hell's Kitchen, secrets never stay buried for long.
Whoever you are, your mask is coming off.
And with that vow, the night closes in not just on a criminal, but on the truth itself. Daredevil is already moving, and in this city, that means someone is about to pay. Hell's Kitchen at night, shadows lengthening over the rain-slick streets as Daredevil's world twists toward betrayal. The stakes are all too personal now. Last issue, Foggy Nelson was running for district attorney on the reform ticket, but one of the reformers is really the kingpin of crime. And while Daredevil uncovered Debbie Harris's links to the mob, a new threat emerged from the dark. The Birdman attacks before he can strike.
Everything went without a hitch, Organizer. Foggy Nelson thinks you've captured me just as you wanted him to think. It's not healthy to spy upon the organization, mister. In fact, it's gonna prove fatal to you. If he believes my life is in danger, he'll do whatever you say to protect me.
Poor Foggy. He'll be heartbroken when he learns Debbie Harris was just playing him for a sucker.
Birdman, I wondered when you'd show up.
A tangled web of lies closes in around Foggy Nelson, while Daredevil steps into the shadows to face the danger head-on. One wrong move in Hell's Kitchen and everything falls apart. Hell's Kitchen at night, shadows lengthening over a broken city window. Daredevil faces his enemy in a deadly game of inches.
The last time we battled, you got away. This time you won't be so lucky.
Funny, I was just thinking the same thing about you.
Pinned near the ledge, the man without fear makes a split-second choice. He lunges backward into open air, gambling everything on a plan no one would expect.
Did you lose your marbles? What good'll it do you to push yourself off that ledge? I'm the only one with wings here.
Maybe so, but it won't be by you. Happy landing, smart guy.
He lands hard on a narrow ledge, the old building groaning beneath him. Above, the villain dives through the window, certain Daredevil has fallen at last. But Daredevil is already moving, his radar sense mapping every heartbeat, every footstep, every opening in the dark. Now he has one chance to reach the organizer's headquarters before the trap closes forever.
Hey you, who's gonna pay for that broken window?
I'll be glad to, friend. Can I put it on my Diners Club account?
Hell's Kitchen at night, shadows lengthening over rain-slick rooftops. While just a few doors away, feverish preparations are underway.
You're a fool, Birdman. You should have made sure Daredevil was finished. Stop talking and tie me up. If he comes back, I want my act to look convincing to him. Come on, that's good enough. Let's cut out while we still can. He couldn't have survived that fall.
But seconds later, against all odds, Daredevil returns silent as a shadow, sure as revenge.
Miss Harris, thank heavens you're here. Are you all right?
Oh, Daredevil, I'm so glad to see you. I'll be all right now.
I'll have you free in a jiffy. Sorry I can't escort you home, because now I'm following you to the organizer himself.
He tracks her by sound alone through the quiet streets, then turns his attention to Foggy Nelson's office, where danger and heartbreak are closing in. Hell's Kitchen at night, shadows lengthening over cold pavement as suspicion coils tighter than the fog. Daredevil has vanished into the dark, but the danger is only beginning.
Look, isn't that Daredevil? He must have followed to make sure I'd be safe.
Nothing more I can do there. My main job is still to learn which member of the Reform Party is really the organizer.
And Foggy, how can I tell him about Deborah? He thinks she loves him. I haven't the heart to give him the bad news.
Perhaps he'll soon find out for himself. A short time later, Matt Murdock returns to police headquarters, where one captured henchman is still under questioning.
None of us know who the organizer really is. All we know is he's a real big shot. He calls his gang the Organization, and they're planning to take over the whole city. He figures to do it by getting control of the Reform Party. That's why he's making sure Abner Jonas wins the election. But that still leaves us in the dark as to who the organizer is.
Thoughtfully, Matt returns to his office and finds the tension waiting for him there. A warning to Foggy could change everything.
You've always been the glamour boy of our firm, winning all the cases for us. Now when I get a chance for some fame, you try to talk me out of it. That's unfair, and you know it, mister. I just think there's something fishy going on in the party, and I don't want you getting hurt. You bet I am. I'll call your bluff this time, Matt. Okay then, it's a deal.
Foggy's challenge hangs in the air like a knife edge. Matt has set the trap, but in Hell's Kitchen, even friendship can become a weapon. The next day in Hell's Kitchen, Matt Murdock and Foggy Nelson meet the Reform Party's top 3 candidates under a cloud of suspicion.
Gentlemen, my partner, Mr. Nelson, has some news for you.
Have you seen anything of Daredevil? I want to thank him for rescuing my daughter, Deborah.
Matt can hardly believe it. Every man in the room looks guilty, every heartbeat a clue in the dark.
Could Harris himself have arranged the phony capture of his daughter? And what of Jonas or Monroe?
His heightened senses catch the truth before anyone speaks it. 3 racing pulse rates, but only 2 men burning with tension.
We found evidence of the organizer's identity. It's locked in our office safe.
You have your orders. That evidence stays out of the police's hands.
Back at the office, Karen's heartbeat surges as Matt, Foggy, and the blindsided secretary step into the trap.
Someone's ransacking our office right now, and if they take one more step, they'll find the man without fear.
Hell's Kitchen at night, fog clings to the alleys, and even the walls seem to listen. In a city built on lies, one blind man knows how to make the darkness work for him.
The easiest thing for a blind man to do is pretend to fall.
Blast it, how clumsy of me.
The trap is sprung, and the sound of panic races straight for the back door.
Oh, Matt, are you all right?
I'm okay, Karen, just getting clumsy in my old age, I guess.
You were right, Matt. One of them wanted the evidence we said we had. I never even wondered why anyone would want a nobody like me for district attorney.
Don't say that, Foggy. You're a fine lawyer and you'd make a great D. Don't sell yourself short, partner.
And so the hunt begins in earnest. Across Hell's Kitchen, the Reform Party candidates are shadowed one by one, while somewhere in the city, the real mastermind scrambles in the dark.
Don't take it too hard, fella. Now that we've narrowed down the suspects, maybe we can catch the one we want.
Is that you, Mr. Monroe? I wanted to speak.
Not now, Murdock. I have a heavy schedule.
Mr. Jonas, our office was broken into last night, and...
My daughter, no, I think she's out of town. I'm not sure. I have to rush now.
Every answer is a dead end, every suspect a closed door. But Daredevil can hear what others miss, and in Hell's Kitchen, that means the lie is already starting to crack. Hell's Kitchen at night, the city sweating under neon and shadow. Matt's case has gone cold, and every lead seems to vanish into the dark.
All 3 of them got away from us, but the organizer is only one man. We've got to narrow the search somehow. I'll have to check with you later. All the other leads have fizzled out. This means I've got to depend on Deborah Harris to lead me to the organizer.
But Matt Murdock can't move openly as himself now, not if Daredevil is already answering the call to action. Minutes later, a scarlet figure crouches above Deborah Harris' apartment, balanced on the skylight like a stalking shadow. With his senses, Daredevil sees more than sight could ever reveal. Inside, the television flickers with a closed-circuit broadcast, not entertainment, but a secret message of power and ambition. The air is thick with danger.
Even though the polls say our party hasn't a chance, we shall surprise them all. If the present mayor were to meet with an accident, then our candidate would be the only one left to vote for.
It looks as though your plan has failed. No, you can't mean that. I've helped you in the past because I thought I loved you. But you've gone too far, you're power mad.
Take warning, even you cannot defy the organizer without paying for it.
Daredevil freezes in the moonlit silence, every word cutting like a blade. Someone in that apartment is trapped in a conspiracy that could shake all of Hell's Kitchen, and the night is only getting darker. Hell's Kitchen at night, shadows lengthening over rain-slick streets as danger closes in on every side. Daredevil has just cut the connection, and someone's life is suddenly hanging by a thread.
You broke the connection. That means my life is in danger too, Heel.
What brings you here? I also know he doesn't let anyone leave his organization, but I can protect you if you do exactly as I say.
I'm afraid I haven't any choice.
Good, now contact one of the organizer's men fast before he beats you to it. Let's level with each other, lady. I know of your tie-in with the organizer.
And so the trap is sprung. Minutes later, in answer to Deborah Harris's call, the Frogman rises silently from the river outside the mayor's mansion, drawn into a night he can't yet understand.
I dunno what the hurry is, but the gal sure sounded like it was an emergency, so I better work fast. She said the organizer didn't want me to waste any time. I'll get everything set and then hey, what's that?
Smile, sweetie. You're on candid camera. Daredevil. I've been waiting for a chance to show how I can beat you.
No need to wait. Just wish upon a star, son. If this is what you've been waiting for, I've got news for you. It wasn't worth it.
You're just lucky I must have tripped, but when I get up, you'll have the granddaddy of all headaches.
Daredevil holds the pose, listening to every heartbeat in the darkness. One wrong move and Hell's Kitchen will explode into chaos. Hell's Kitchen at night, shadows lengthening over brick and steel as Daredevil slips into the stolen Frogman costume. He moves with surgical care, avoiding the delicate wiring of the built-in communicator. Organizer to Frogman, report, what has happened? Do you read me, Frogman? Loud and clear, mister, but I'll keep you wondering a while longer. Now that Froggy is dressed in Daredevil's own suit, the man without fear carries him toward police headquarters, a living decoy in the dark. Wish I could see how he looks in my costume. I'd bet he's a living doll. At the 6th precinct, the officers stare in disbelief as Daredevil arrives with a note pinned to the captive. The message cracks open a trail to the organizer's hidden game. Holy cow, it's Daredevil Charlie with a note pinned to him. What's it say? Moments later, the organizer hears from Frogman again, or so he thinks. But Daredevil is already using the signal to track the truth through the city. How about that, boss? I beat Daredevil single-handed. I've got my TV scanner on him so you can see for yourself. Blast it, he broke off voice communication too soon. Well done, but what about your main mission? Did you attend to the mayor? Then the blind vigilante follows the high-frequency beam straight back to the organization's lair. When the trap finally springs, the night trembles with betrayal. Frogman, why did you keep breaking radio contact? What happened to the mayor? Answer me, you buffoon. Maybe there's a loose wire in my sending set, but don't worry, everything's fine. If everything went as I planned it to, the police are tuned into this little scene right now. I set the explosive charge where you wanted it, but I thought you'd enjoy detonating it yourself. You fool, what does it matter who does it as long as the city gets a new mayor, backed by our own reform party? Now there'll be a short pause for station identification as I go to meet the organizer, face to face. Now stand aside. Once I push this remote control detonate button, City Hall will be mine. Hell's Kitchen at night, shadows lengthening over the city as a police monitoring lab crackles with desperate urgency. The feed the whole town is seeing is no hoax, something terrible is unfolding live. It wasn't a hoax, we're really getting what Daredevil promised. Cut in on the regular channels, give this the widest possible exposure. Across the screen, the so-called Frogman hams for the camera, not realizing his own lenses are betraying him. The organizer's trap starts to collapse in real time. What happened? The detonator didn't flash. There was no explosion. You bungled the job. I planned it this way. I never set the explosive charge in the first place. Then the organizer catches the truth reflected on his screen. This very scene is being televised to the entire city. His confidence turns to fury in a heartbeat. It's you, you've betrayed me. Your TVI is operating right now.
Get him.
The thugs rush in, but Daredevil moves first, reading their hearts, their breath, the tiny betrayals of muscle and pulse. In the chaos, a hidden trapdoor opens beneath him. Daredevil drops into the trap with perfect timing, his senses guiding every strike before they can land one of their own. Above him, the ambush unravels, and the city watches the spectacle end in stunned silence. Hell's Kitchen at night, shadows lengthening over rain-slick rooftops as Daredevil tracks his prey through the city's pulse.
I don't know what gave him the courage to betray me, but no one else will ever dare after this.
Below, the leap is measured in a heartbeat. Radar sense maps the drop. One perfect split second will decide whether he breaks or survives.
First Catman gets himself caught, and now we lose Frogman. Some organization this is.
Don't worry, we'll escape, reorganize, and come back stronger than ever.
Yeah, then we better get started. Look, the cops are starting to surround the block.
What's left of the organization slips into the night as Daredevil absorbs the fall, every bell in his world ringing softer now. Bruised but unbroken, he knows the public will never trust the phony Reform Party again. And now he knows, beyond any doubt, who the organizer really is. There's no time to rest, only the long dash back to his apartment, where an extra Daredevil costume waits in the dark. Then comes the rooftop sprint across town, the city blurring beneath him as Daredevil races to make this ending one Hell's Kitchen will never forget. A short time later, the Reform Party headquarters buzzes with panic in Hell's Kitchen. Under the city's harsh lights, accusations fly like bullets.
We want to announce that we have been duped. Therefore, we are resigning from the Reform Party immediately. Too bad about Nelson. He'd have made a good DA. Yeah, it's too bad about all of them. The organizer was just using them. Why isn't Monroe here? Only the organizer himself would not dare to show up.
Attention, you fools, this is the organizer. I am about to broadcast my final message. The city hasn't heard the last of me. I've only suffered a minor setback, but I shall return.
If not for Daredevil exposing his plan, anything might have happened.
Then suspicion turns inward and the room grows colder. What looks like victory may be a trap, and in Hell's Kitchen, the truth never stays buried for long.
Don't anybody make another move.
Hell's Kitchen at night, shadows lengthening over a tense political rally. Somewhere inside, a hostage is being used like bait. The organizer wants to make sure nobody gets too close, so we're bringing Jonas to him as a hostage.
No, you can't do this. Help me, somebody.
If anyone tries anything, you'll be the first to get it. You wouldn't want that to happen, would you?
But at that very instant, someone is about to do something. A shape cuts through the chaos, fast, relentless, impossible to stop.
From what I hear inside, I'm not a minute too soon.
Why doesn't somebody do something?
That's it. Everybody stay back and nobody'll get hurt. Let's go, Jonas. Little Red Riding Hood. Who'd you think IT was? Geronimo.
Daredevil.
The fight explodes in the darkness, and Hell's Kitchen holds its breath. But the man without fear is already closing in on the next blow and the real mastermind behind the curtain. Hell's Kitchen at night, shadows lengthening as two costumed crooks whirl away from Abner Jonas and fix their murderous attention on Daredevil. I hope you're not referring to me, Monkey Man. You'll give me a complex. Hell's Kitchen at night, shadows lengthening over a rain-slick street as Daredevil fights in the dark. The air crackles with tension, and every word can be heard through the chaos.
That was very unfriendly of you, Monkey Face. You should do something about those symptoms of hostility you're showing, perhaps a sympathetic psychiatrist. Keep talking, wise guy. Once I get my hands on you, the only thing you'll be able to use will be a hospital. Only it'll be too late for that.
Hey Jonas, where are you going?
To get the police, of course. Someone's got to do it.
Even in the heat of battle, Daredevil catches Jonah's words, a warning, a plan, a desperate hope. But in the next instant, danger explodes from the shadows.
Jonas, wait.
A savage roundhouse cuts the warning short like a gunshot in the night. Daredevil reels as the fight turns brutal and the clock keeps ticking. Hell's Kitchen at night, shadows stretching across the alleys as Daredevil faces death at arm's length.
I waited a long time for this, and I'm gonna make the next few seconds count now. You better say your prayers, Daredevil, cause this is it.
You know, it's not your fighting that bothers me so much. It's having to listen to those corny speeches of yours that's the worst of it.
You won't be able to get rid of me as easy as you did with that brainless ape man.
What makes you think I want to get rid of you? The fluttering of your little wings is as soothing as a lilting lullaby.
Daredevil turns the insult into a weapon and the fight tightens in the dark. Even outnumbered, he moves like a ghost through the chaos.
Now don't you worry about a thing, Pin Feathers. After this, they'll put you in a nice little cage where you'll feel right at home.
The crowd can only stare as the man without fear keeps fighting two killers at once. But one of them is already cracking, and the night is far from over.
Enough, I had it, I give up.
Gee, that's real ginger peaky of you. All this time I thought you were winning.
Hell's Kitchen at night, shadows lengthening in a grim, claustrophobic room. Daredevil wheels about at the softest sound, every muscle poised for the next strike. The ape man lunges with all the fury he has left, but his battered body is already failing him. The will is there, the flesh is not. At last, the organization breaks apart in a storm of fear and confusion. Daredevil stands in the wreckage. Having won more than a fight, he has shattered their grip.
Thanks for giving me a chance to do it alone, gentlemen. And now, they are all yours.
But what about the organizer? Which one is he?
I was hoping you'd ask. If you'll be patient a few minutes longer, I'll be right back with the answer.
He slips away from the others, alone in the darkness, and turns his uncanny radar sense loose on the room. Across 100 whispers and heartbeats, one presence stands out.
I've got to concentrate. There it is, in the next room, now for the moment of truth.
Hell's Kitchen at night, the city holds its breath. In a cramped room above the streets, the truth is finally dragged into the light.
I did as you said, Daredevil. Jonas wouldn't stop, so I tackled him. But why? What kind of danger would he have been in if he ran outside?
No danger. What I started to say was, there's danger of him escaping.
Escaping? What do you mean? What would he have to escape from?
The law, for one thing.
I'm a wealthy man, I'll break you Nelson, Jonas, but why would those two costumed crooks try to abduct their own leader?
They were really trying to help him escape, following his own orders. You're mad. Haven't a shred of proof. Think not. How about this ring for a starter?
The clue clicks into place like a loaded chamber. Daredevil's radar sense caught the ring long before the truth did, and now the mask comes off.
You might as well drop the act now, Jonas. Or would you feel more comfortable if I called you by your other name, the organizer?
I'm the prize chump of the year. He sure had me fooled.
The next morning, in the cold light of day, the scandal is already spreading through the city. But the real victory is quieter and far more personal.
Why? What's wrong? You seem so depressed.
Yes, Karen, it was real thrilling. I'm no hero, Karen. I'm the GOAT.
Outside, Hell's Kitchen churns on under the gray dawn. And as Matt doubts himself, one truth still cuts through the darkness. He's proven he has what it takes to be a fighting D.A. Hell's Kitchen at night, the city glows with hard neon and longer shadows. Inside Nelson and Murdoch, hope is starting to feel expensive.
Everybody, except Daredevil. If only I could find out who he really is.
You'd probably be disappointed in him. He's probably some swaggering, conceited show-off who has to stay in the public eye to satisfy his own overinflated ego.
Maybe so, but he's a born winner. While, as for me...
The moment hangs in the air like a held breath. Then the door opens and everything shifts in an instant. Karen and Foggy are caught kissing, and Matt Daredevil senses the truth in a heartbeat. He keeps his face calm, but the storm inside him is another matter.
Karen's Foggies, are you here?
Oh, yes, Matt. We were just talking.
Her pulse races under the lie, loud as a drumbeat to a man who can hear the fear behind every word.
I suppose you've heard what happened, Matt. It looks like you won't be having a district attorney for a partner. Anyway, we still have a law practice to take care of. What's the first case to work on today, Karen?
Lie. I'm afraid there isn't any, Matt. We haven't had a single client.
It's my fault for neglecting our work during the campaign.
I wouldn't worry about it, Foggies.
But why didn't you spend more time at the office, Matt?
Sorry, partner. That's one question I don't dare answer for you.
What's that? Oh, Mr. Nesbitt, our landlord. Yes, I know the rent is overdue.
The call seals their fate. One overdue bill, one shrinking office, and one desperate choice closing in on them.
You know, I've been wanting to take a leave of absence for a long time, to travel and take it easy. I think this would be a good time to do it. Not a client left to our name, and now the office rent is overdue.
Foggy, don't say that.
Hell's Kitchen at night, the air tight with rain, regret, and the sour glow of a lawyer's office. Inside, two friends stand on the edge of change, and every heartbeat sounds like a goodbye.